I overdosed when I came into treatment. And died. I overdosed and died.
Kendra Mantell should have been celebrating a life. She had just given birth to a son. Instead, the 24-year-old checked into rehab to get clean and gain custody of her only child, Zayden. All the while, her newborn remained hospitalized with her addiction.
Vomiting, shaking, stuff like that, so it was pretty horrible for a little infant.
The prescription drug abuse problem is rampant throughout the state. But in southern Ohio, it's at epidemic proportions.
We realize it's not just a Scioto County problem. We call it ground zero.
Dr. Aaron Adams is Scioto County's health commissioner.
As we turned into the year 2000, we saw a big change from crack cocaine, and we just saw the prescription drugs just accelerate.
And more expecting moms are hooked on the habit. At Southern Ohio Medical Center, 1 out of 10 newborns are addicted to opiates, a 5% increase from 2009 when SOMC first began to review statistics.
If it was there, I was not picky. My drug of choice was the Oxycontin.
Drugs have kept 25-year-old Eden Bennington from her son.
He's 7. I haven't seen him in 3 years.
After spending 6 months in jail, she's now in rehab to prevent her unborn daughter, due next month, from being taken from her as well.
If I hadn't went to jail, I wouldn't have found out I was pregnant, and I would have still been using. And the track that I was on, I would have ended up dead.
A recent study by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention found that babies exposed to opiates in utero had a slightly higher rate of birth defects, including congenital heart defects, glaucoma, and spina bifida.
We really don't know the consequences yet because the jury's going to be out for years until we see what happens to these babies.
It's a little tough to see. It is. For the babies, yeah, it's tough.
Mary Irwin is the director of Stepping Stone House, a minimum 90-day residential treatment program for women.
A client comes in and they tell one story, and hopefully by the time they're leaving, they're telling a totally different story, and the one they leave with is the truth.
Both Kendra and Eden grew up in a family of addicts. A life of drugs and violence is what they knew.
My son was 5 weeks old when my dad got shot and killed.
Both young mothers also had similar drug suppliers.
More than one doctor at times, just to get enough pills to make it through the month.
Now they are getting help for themselves and for their children.
Oh, it feels like I'm huge.
90 days of counseling and therapy, then 6 weeks of postpartum care.
I really want to break the cycle with him.
I don't want to become a part of his life and then mess up again.
Some of them, this is the worst time of their life, and we see a lot of miracles.
In Portsmouth, Denise Alex, the Ohio News Network.